This is a life-based learning production, a message to parents with children in primary school. Schools need to give priority to developing your child as a person. I am Michael Mack and I am a retired primary school teacher. My message is to parents of children in primary education. In many ways, the years your child spends in primary school from the age of 5 to 11 are the very best learning years of life. So it is important for government and teachers to make the most of the time your child is in school. To provide the best education, the school needs to focus on your child's development. Your school should make this development a priority above all other priorities. There are 3 aspects to be developed, unique to every child. I suspect the third of the 3 will surprise you, but for now I'd like to start with the most important. The body. The healthier and fitter your child's body, the more your child can engage in life. Body knowledge matters. Body knowledge will be strengthened by seeing what else can be added to the learning, such as children learning how to give the body enough sleep, good food and regular exercise. However, knowledge is not enough. You will want the school to make sure your child is leading a healthy lifestyle while in school. This gets us thinking, what else can be added to the school day to put knowledge into practice? Some schools add 10 minutes for children to run around the field or playground before 9 o'clock. This is known as the Daily Mile, details of which can be found on the internet. Mini classroom shake-up exercises between lessons keep children alert. This can be doubled up with mini brain improvement exercises. Playground game markings and children learning traditional games improves exercise at break times. A dynamic school additionally offers after-school activity and team games with other schools. Of course, PE lessons would continue with an emphasis on physical skills development. Before moving on to tell you about the next essential self-development learning, there is an urgent reason why children need school support to grow up fitter and stronger. Apart from the individual needs of your child, every child is different. Britain is in a pandemic of a sort in addition to COVID-19. 3/4 of Brits are overweight or obese. Your child leaves primary school at the age of 11. By then, 1/3 of the children leaving primary school are overweight or obese. This does not seem like much until you think through the future consequences. Diabetes, heart disease, vascular dementia, stroke, cancer, in pain and reduced life expectancy. By all accounts, viruses like COVID-19 are more dangerous for people who are overweight. Yet another reason for your child to grow up as fit and healthy as possible. Now you can see why you would want your child's school to focus on body learning. Let's turn at this point to the second of the 3 aspects that makes your child unique. The emotions. The PSHE Association provides for emotional development. A section of its core theme 1, Health and Wellbeing, is devoted to mental health. However, most schools are not teaching emotional development effectively. As one of the national curriculum subjects, even with recently improved status, the priority is not there. Emotional development is just one section of PSHE, itself lost within 12 curriculum subjects. To make the difference, emotional development has to be the #1 priority through which all subjects are taught. Your child's school needs to prioritize knowledge and practice. Your child can develop emotional knowledge through the lessons such as provided by the PSHE Association. The priority aim of emotional knowledge is to develop self-awareness, children in touch with their emotions; self-regulation, children able to control their emotions; self-worth, children feeling good about themselves. However, knowledge alone without practice is of little value. More than knowledge, your child's emotions have to be developed by the positive vibes from the building, the teachers and all staff. The building reflects children's learning in displays and wallboard messages in classrooms and corridors. All teachers crucially use positive speech and their body language is positive in their interactions with your child. By applying their emotional knowledge, children are also interacting positively with each other. There are urgent reasons why priority has to be given to your child's emotional development. Mental illness is the second largest source of burden of disease in England. We are a nation in mental crisis. Up to 3/4 of Brits admit to being unable to cope at some point across the period of a year. 1/4 of children show signs of mental health problems, and 6 in 100 preschool children may have a mental disorder. 49% of all working days lost in one recent year were reported as due to work-related stress, depression, or anxiety. When you know your child is becoming increasingly self-aware, managing emotions, and showing increasing confidence, you can be sure your child is learning the emotional skills to manage the stresses and strains of life now and into the years ahead. It's now time to turn our attention to the third aspect of your child's development: the mind. The third aspect of your child's development is your child's brain. Children learn through using their brains to take in, sort out, and remember information. To promote your child's brain ability, there are 3 tasks your school should undertake. Task 1 is to make sure your child learns about the brain through the subject of science. Task 2 is your child learning how to look after the brain. Your child needs to grow in conscious awareness of the brain and how it, like the body, has to be looked after. Task 3 is more for the teachers than the children. Teachers need to teach children to learn the way the brain learns. Children working the way the brain works is a huge new area for teachers as well as children. There is no government requirement on schools to teach children to learn the way the brain learns, and very few schools do this. Yet your child learning to learn the way the brain works is the single most important way to make progress in learning. Here are some of the benefits to your child. Learning the way the brain learns improves your child's ability to pick up information through the senses. It improves your child's short-term memory used in following instructions. Learning the way the brain learns improves your child's operational skills to handle many pieces of information when carrying out a task. It improves your child's ability to commit information to long-term memory. There are urgent reasons for children to know about the brain, look after the brain, and use it effectively for learning. Children need to counter the very many negative influences on the brain and brain development caused by lack of sleep, junk food, sedentary living, drugs, alcohol, tobacco, stress, trauma, and lack of exercise. Despite all government efforts, year on year, up to 40% of children fail to meet the GCSE standard in English and maths. All children learning to learn the way the brain learns would improve progress in learning in all subjects. A suggestion to yourself as a parent is to ask your child's teacher how the brain is being developed to improve learning. Let's recap briefly. I have stressed the importance of your child's school prioritising body, emotions and brain development. I have outlined the challenges facing your child striving to be physically healthy, emotionally resilient and brain alert. I have set out the part that schools play and could play in supporting your child's development. I hope this video has opened up possibilities for what the school might do for your child. Keep in mind the blocks the national curriculum puts on schools. Developing your child as a person is not the government priority. About life-based learning. Ensuring children are given an education to develop themselves as individuals is not all that life-based learning does. Life-based learning additionally promotes your child's interaction with other people and using the material world sustainably. For the complete life-based learning curriculum and to link to our news feeds, go to lifebasedlearningforum.com. Thank you for watching.